Wow, what an intro, Sooze.
Well, it's a baritone guitar.
It's a baritone guitar. You know, it's running through actually profiles of a bass amp.
Oh, is it really?
But it's one of my favorite bass amp, non-bass amps.
Okay.
I called it the Veteran 1483. It's an old silver tone. It's like, the Twin 12.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the bass version of that amp.
Okay.
It's in that whole lineup.
15-inch speaker?
It was a 15-inch speaker.
Okay.
It is. There's a cab over there with a
Right
15-inch speaker. And it, really great amp, actually.
Yeah.
Better than the Twin 12, in my opinion. Way better.
Ah.
And the reason I called it a Veteran in the profile pack, the guy who sold to me put a like Air Force Veterans sticker on the side.
Oh, that's cool.
So it felt right.
What was the amp actually called?
I think just a 1483.
Oh, is this a number?
Yeah,
oh, that's
it's
cool.
just
Okay.
like the Twin 12 says Twin 12 on it, but the rest are just numbers. Like the little guy is like a 1472.
Okay.
They're all just number designations.
Okay.
They didn't give them cool names. Well, welcome to Guitar Friends.
Hey.
This is episode 4.
4. Nice.
4, and we did the epic Les Paul shootout last week with almost no Les Pauls.
That's
all
true.
imitation.
Yeah.
But Suze, listen, I got a gripe, man. I got to rant for a minute here.
We're 2 minutes in and we got a rant going.
HW rants.
Yeah. Explosions.
Man, I have been getting really into NAMM, Neural Amp Modeler.
Okay.
And I've really been enjoying it. I'm really fascinated by how accurate it is.
Mm-hmm.
Working with NAMM has also gotten me working with IRs. And I'm redoing all the IRs that I've ever done.
Oh, cool.
And I've changed the way I'm doing these IRs, and I've come up with this voicing system with these, variations on shoot an IR and get different voices of it, and how to do that with angling the mic and do it. So same mic, different. How are we gonna? And then how do you? Well, if you angle it this way, but then you add a little EQ here, what do you do? It's really I've really had a good time. And I'm doing that for ToneX, and I'm doing that for NAMM. And I even shot the last Kemper pack that way. It's all direct captures with just IRs. Maybe
like exclusively.
Exclusively.
Oh, wow.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
We'll grab a regular Git fiddle. And here, let me give you this. I got a new Les Paul here. And then I'm going to get to my rant.
Yes.
I'm going to get to my rant because I have a bone to pick.
We haven't even gotten there.
We haven't even gotten to the rant, but here's my new Tokai Love Rock model that didn't even make it in the show last week.
Right.
Because
it hadn't arrived.
It hadn't arrived yet.
Yes.
But it's a Les Paul.
Let's check it out.
It's a clone of an AC10 SRT.
Okay, yeah.
And it's a cool thing. But I did them all with IRs and directs, which I've never really made a pack like that before. You want to hear a different speaker?
Of course.
'Cause it's so easy with a different IR,
right. Oh, yeah.
It's good, right? So that's the M, the big greenback 412.
Okay.
First one's the X, the Alnico speakers.
Okay.
What do you think of that guitar?
Dude, it's great. Are these 9s?
No,
You put these on?
They're 10s.
They're 10s.
it's just a slinky
It's
guitar.
slinky, yeah.
It is. I kind of like that, but it's a little heavy. I played that this weekend.
Like weight-wise.
Yeah.
You're saying, yeah.
I played that this weekend. Got so many compliments from all the musicians, and I was like, wow, this is like something I haven't experienced before. And I didn't change any of my sounds. I just plugged this in to my normal,
like
Kemper Performance that's meant for P90s or whatever,
This neck is Sooze likes.
Sooze likes.
Big, beefy, chunky neck.
How's the weight, though? It's a little heavy.
It's heavy.
It's a little heavy.
But the tones are not heavy.
The tones are not too heavy. Those are, guess what those are? DiMarzio PAFs.
Really?
And they sound brilliant, man. They sound fantastic.
That's a brand I just skipped over my whole life. Never had anything. Never owned anything.
Do you know that DiMarzio really invented the aftermarket pickup?
I would figure like Seymour Duncan. They've been around.
They have. DiMarzio actually kind of around first.
Wow.
They had a pickup called the Super Distortion. That was became the thing everybody wanted to do. You want to know something else? They have a patent on double cream pickups.
Oh, no way.
I don't think you can say or trademark on the term double cream.
Okay.
You actually can't say double cream in your advertisements.
Okay.
If you're another pickup company.
So not them looking like this, but them called that.
Gibson did double cream, but nobody knew it at the time. They were all undercovers. And most of the plastic tops Gibson had back in the day were black. But every now and then somebody runs out of something.
Yeah.
And then there's no more black.
Right.
But just give me a white one.
It
You got a
doesn't
cream
matter.
one?
Yeah.
Or whatever. There's some cream mixed in with this shipment. And so sometimes you pull a cover off and you find a zebra pickup. One's cream and one's black. And it doesn't correspond to it should be black on top or the screws get black or nothing. But then sometimes, very rarely on bursts, you would take off the pickup and the rarest thing, 2 creams. 2 of them.
Okay.
So that was kind of discovered. And then at some point when the Super Distortion, he started winding pickups to replace pickups in Les Pauls and stuff. This must have been the early 70s. Like early. I mean, this is like 60s guitars aren't even old yet.
Yeah.
You know? And it's funny, by today's standard, the Super Distortion does not sound how you would think.
Okay.
There are much heavier, more modern pickups.
Yeah. We wouldn't name them that way right now. Yeah.
But it was a super distorted pickup for I guess the 70s. And that was kind of the really the beginning of the whole thing. So yeah, double cream. A lot of people don't know that, but you can't say double cream.
And these would have been put this is a 70s guitar, is that right?
That is an 80 something.
Okay.
It's an 80s guitar and it's kind of for whatever reason Tokai during that run, the Love Rock run, was using all DiMarzio PAFs.
Okay. So these are original to the guitar.
Original to the guitar, and all those old Tokais from those years have DiMarzio PAFs.
Oh, cool. Huh.
And they sound great.
They do sound killer.
They sound great. I think though, like you just said, it's one you ignore. DiMarzio isn't thought of as, PAF accurate replica pickups.
Yeah.
Even though they have some, and I think more often I would think of the Duncan 59.
Yeah.
If I didn't want to spend a ton and get into that kind of thing, and then of course you go throwback and you get all the expensive
antiquities
stuff.
maybe.
Yeah. The Duncan antiquities. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool. So you're stoked.
It's a great Les Paul.
It's a great guitar.
Dude, it's between that and the Greco, the gold one right here.
We're experiencing
I'm just like in Les Paul heaven.
A Les
dude.
Paul renaissance.
Play this one again.
Can I do this one and then that one?
Go ahead. Okay. And then I'm going to get to my rant.
I got to hear this rant. I don't even know the subject of the rant. But. So solid.
Now, believe it or not, this gold top is a much darker guitar than this one.
Okay.
Of course, I say it's a much more darker guitar, and it doesn't really sound that way.
Yeah.
But this amp has like kind of such a there's so much low end cut out.
Yeah.
It's hard. But this thing actually has a bit more heft, and you can really hear that.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't expect that out of the mini humbuckers compared to these. But these are kind of brighter PAF style things. They really sound great. And I found they chimed beautifully on a Sunday morning.
Before the rant, if you could only have one, quick answer. Go.
The Gold Top has a mojo that I haven't really seen in a lot of other guitars, and it has a great feel.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll pick the Gold Top, but just barely. Just barely.
Rant time.
Okay, rant time. So let me just make one more little thing. I'm going to tell people, if you're looking for a PAF for worship, you can't sleep on the DiMarzio PAFs.
Totally, man.
That has been the best Les Paul bright sound I've gotten for worship stuff. The overdrive was killer. I had some people say, you have a little more hair on your sound today, but I was like, but was it chimey enough? And they were like, oh yeah, dude, it's beautiful. And a keyboard player, sound guy who's also my bass buddy, and sounded great. So I think we might be sleeping on DiMarzio PAFs.
Dang.
Anyway. So, I've really been getting into NAMM, and I've been working on these IRs, and, I've really been enjoying it. It's really, and I start to feel some ownership over it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're like, man, this free plugin is just really delivering. You tried it.
Yep.
What'd you think?
It was great, man. I was actually shocked at how good it was. Like, I thought it would be good, but I prefer the Kemper or whatever. Actually, I tried a NAMM capture of a Tone Junkie profile, and then went and tried the Tone Junkie profile and was like, oh no. It's like very, very close.
Dude, it's
nuts.
It's going to be super accurate.
Yeah.
And so I started making some NAMM packs, and I put out some free stuff, and then I made the first 2 NAMM packs from Tone Junkie.
Okay.
And it was the Match Chief and the BC30. I don't know if you tried those.
I didn't try those.
They sound great.
Yeah.
All directs, direct captures with IRs, so different than how I did it with the Kemper.
Okay.
But the directs, I'm always making sure I attach the speaker that I'm using.
Okay.
So I don't know about the Surreactive load. I don't know about this load box, that load box. I'm not saying they're not accurate. I'm saying I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have time to test them all in an A/B test and then arrive at some solution. I don't know.
Right.
So all I'm doing is tapping the signal and then going right into the appropriate speaker. So the amp responds correctly, I guess.
So you shoot the amp direct, then you shoot the cabinet that goes with the amp as an IR and marry them in the
and I've just done several cabinets just to start out, so I have them all pretty much done. But as I do more amps, more cabs will appear. And so I put this up there. And I know that people in the NAMM community are a little like, oh, it's free. Why are you trying to sell stuff? But dude, so many people came out of the... And my post intentionally was very like, hey, dudes, I'm happy to announce that Tone Junkie is going to capture the whole collection for NAMM. And here you go. Here is the first 2 packs are out. I priced them at $10. They're half off. So if you want to support the project, they're only $5. And if buying stuff isn't your thing, I put 3 free captures and I think 5 free IRs.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Right, yeah.
Dude. The responses were
what happened?
Well, the responses were just so... I mean, of course, there were some people like, oh, this is great. And then, but there were enough people that were just like, capitalism, spam. Hey, the moderators really need to like start moderating this group better, or this thing's going to turn into just a billboard, a walking billboard. So many people saying it's not in the spirit of NAMM to do this. It's not in the... Oh, you're trying to make... So a lot of people saying, here was my favorite, Steve should get the money. And I'm thinking, well, then send Steve money.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing. And here's the thing, Sooze. I click on these people's profiles, and then I look at their contributions in the group. I can't find one of them that's ever uploaded a NAMM capture. I can't find anyone who's shared an IR who's like, it shouldn't be for sale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, one is, I get if people don't know me and don't know Tone Junkie.
Yeah.
And so it's a little out of the blue, maybe.
Right.
But I'm just thinking, okay. But I'm also like responding and going like, half this post is talking about free stuff, right? Like the link to Tone Hunt with the free stuff is there.
Right.
The link to the all the IRs are there.
Yeah.
Like it's free. You don't have so many people are like this is ridiculous. People always trying to make a buck, and I'm thinking, okay, well, just I really am responding to people. Just enjoy the free stuff.
Yeah,
you know, and they're just answering back with all these things, and it's just so arrogant. It's and my problem, my gripe is, I know that these people are looking, going, this guy's ruining the community by having stuff for sale, and he's turning it into a transaction. But I'm just like, no. You're ruining the community by showing up in the comment section as though you've contributed anything to anybody. Yeah. You're not on the development side. You're not like a program. Look, if it was one of the programmers like, hey, I'm putting in hours and hours and I developed Tone Hunt, and I don't know. If it was even one of the moderators who was like, you know, kind of what we're trying to make this group is this free exchange of ideas. If it was Steve, if it was anybody.
Yeah, right. But this is Joe Schmo from wherever, just taking captures all day.
I didn't post this, but you know, Steve showed support by buying the pack.
Yeah.
So in your face. What the, you know what I mean?
And he had just done the interview saying that,
Steve
right?
Steve and I are friends. We've been texting and stuff. Yeah. I joked in the thing, like, someone was like, Steve should get the money. And I said, well, I'll buy Steve's tacos next time I see him. Yeah. You know, because that's how we ended the interview, and we got tacos last. And I'm sure we'll hang out again. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate Steve didn't have to buy the. I've since told Steve you can have anything you want for free.
Yeah, right.
That feels right. That feels right.
Keep it going. Yeah.
But you know, if anyone shouldn't be paying, it's him, right? Yeah. But that meant a lot, because I was like, the guy who made this whole thing, he doesn't have to spend $5 support. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, and I should have just sent it to him. But I'm sure he was just curious. Yeah. You know, and probably wanted to say, hey, sounds great. Right. You know, like good job, everyone. Yeah. You know, and I'm here for the whole thing. I'm here for wherever this NAMM journey goes. But the people who jump on there and think that just because they have some belief that this is some socialist paradise, right, that it is like that NAMM is some anti-capitalist whatever, and that the open source, like, I don't know, the whole open source movement is somehow rooted in, like, you know, money is evil or something. Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, you guys, you've projected your inaccurate beliefs onto this thing. You've decided it's something it's not. You've decided that the people involved are something they're not. Then you contribute nothing. You expect this phantom community to just show up and grace you with all of the captures in the world of every amp you could ever imagine, accurate and free and down with the man, and you just come along and you're part of some revolution, and you haven't done anything.
I get it, man. I joined that Facebook group after I tried NAMM, you know, and I went through just like looking for opinions or looking for reviews or whatever, and like 80% of the posts are, I want this amp, I want this amp, who's gonna make me this amp, like requests for amps. There is a real imbalance of people contributing and not contributing. Now look, I'm not a programmer, okay, but this is what I do. I have a lot of amps and I make stuff, and I can make some available for free. So I do want to thank them, because they did really get me thinking, the sort of negative Nancys in the group. They did get me thinking. Yeah. Because I thought, okay, I started out with some free Purple Plexi stuff, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to trash those. Because I only did the Bright channel, the Purple Plexi. It was really more of a test. So I thought, I'm going to trash those. I'm going to go back and do the entire amp really as though I was selling it with boosts and everything. And so that's going to be free next week. Okay. I'm almost done. I have like 2 more to train. Yeah. And then you just walked in, and I'm doing the Tuxedo Princeton, 64 Tuxedo 6G2. And those will all be 100% free. So I can go in there and I can say, hey, losers. Maybe don't lead with that.
Well, okay, maybe I won't lead with that.
Yeah, a week from now you'll be cooler.
Hey, do nothings. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know?
I would also suggest not using freeloaders, moochers.
Okay. All right. All right, I'll ask ChatGPT to clean up the language before I put it out
Cooler
there.
Heads have prevailed.
But, you know, it did get me thinking, and I thought about it, and I thought, okay, well, you know, I don't know. Maybe there is something here about, you know, I guess I got to ask myself, do I like this community? Do I want to be a part of it? Yes and yes. Do I see that there is an imbalance between creators and users, or givers and takers. And by the way, I'm not saying anything bad. Everyone should download NAMM and use it. It's free.
Yeah.
Download it, use it, check out some free Tone Junkie stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to say what I've said for Kemper and ToneX and everything. I mostly said it for Kemper. You don't have to buy anything. There's all sorts of free stuff out there. Enjoy yourself.
That's always been one of my favorite parts about what you do, is that you don't give away the stupid profiles, you know, like the maximum gain or like the clean nothing. You say, this is my favorite one. Here's that for free.
Yeah, some people say that gets boring because they say, I only like clean stuff.
Right. Well, and that's the whole thing, is like, when, you know, as a user of a Kemper, right? Like I'm very involved with Tone Junkie, but as a Kemper user.
Are you?
I'll go on and get a pack, and I will get one or two out of the pack and put them in a folder, and I will never play that pack again, other than those 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And they're probably very close to what you're giving away for free. So that statement is dead on accurate. If you only played free Tone Junkie stuff, you would almost have my entire library of what I use. Right. You know what I mean?
I always give a couple away in the emails every week.
Yeah.
And I just did that with I just released this new NAMM pack too, a third NAMM pack, AC10 NAMM pack.
Yeah.
And I put my favorite. You want to hear the ones I put in there?
I do. I want to say one more thing before we move on from the NAMM thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Oh no, I'm still on it.
Okay.
We're about halfway through this.
It doesn't matter that it's open source at all to me.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Kemper is open source in a certain way, where that anyone that has an amp can make a Kemper profile. So like everyone in the Kemper page could be uploading their own amps every single day.
I know what you're saying.
And those are all free.
The code is not open source, but as far as you and me are concerned,
as far as
people who aren't programming,
right?
It is something that you can use to create an amp and distribute it freely to the community on the internet.
As much as you want.
As much as you want. And the community can make as much or as little content as it wants. In that way, it is open. I mean, that's why I've always said that Kemper really, really did the smartest thing they did was putting that tech in every unit, putting it in everyone's
100%.
hands. I'm not sure I would have ever gotten started if you had to buy a separate capture unit.
That was the whole thing. I just met Matt Montgomery from the group. We just had lunch or whatever, and we were talking, and that was the whole thing. Was like, I remember Christoph saying at the first NAMM that I met him at, the one in Nashville, him saying, the capture technology being in the hand of every user is one of the most important things to me. I want people to be able to contribute, not just take and use without being able to capture. I want every unit to be able to capture because of that. And I thought that was so interesting. And here's the thing. If you take out Michael Britt, if you take out Tone Junkie, if you take out all of these guys, worship tutorials, everyone's spitting out, if you take them out of the market, what do we have left? We have free profiles. We have the rig manager stuff you can download. But I guarantee the community suffers and shrinks because you don't have people getting every amp on the planet.
If you took out me, Michael Britt, Bert, if you took out Sin Mix, if you took out
all paid guys, right? I mean, all
paid guys.
None of them are all free. Yeah.
Andy, the Amp Factory, he was really more prolific in the beginning. He kind of slowed down as time went on. Top Jimmy.
Yeah.
No, there's 8 guys. If you take them out, the amount of quality stuff recedes 80%.
That's my only point. That's what my rant is like, you mean you're welcome for profiling the world?
Right.
You know, like without this, like these units are only as good as the captures. Yeah. NAMM is cool, but if people stop making captures for it tomorrow, it's dead in the water. And so that was my whole point. People are saying, I want this amp, I want this amp, I want this amp. And here's a guy in front of me that can actually give you all those amps. He will, because he profiles the world. And you're saying, we don't want this. That's strange to me.
Yeah,
you know,
it's just
very weird.
It is. It's people who don't see that, like, it's people who don't get that, like, oh, Gmail should be free. Email's free. And it's like, bro, it's only free because Google makes money on other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
It's not. They're not like this big-hearted company that's just like, we're the company that brings free email to the world.
Just we're altruistic reasons.
They want to give you ads.
Yeah.
You know? And look, my free stuff, a lot of it, some of it's on Tone Hunt for NAMM, ToneNet for ToneX. I have download links on the Kemper site, on the Kemper pages, on tips and tricks and stuff that require no sign up.
Right.
But I want people to sign up so I can have direct communication with them, so I can advertise them other stuff. New packs coming out, this, that, whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
Is there a profit motive there? Yeah, hell yeah. But the thing is, there's also like value coming. I want people to open those emails, so I make sure I put good stuff in the emails.
Right, yeah.
Of course, I know not everyone's going to convert, but the price to enjoy all the free stuff and not buy anything is just that I just want some of your attention, so that group of people who does want to buy something,
right,
I can get the message out to them.
Yeah.
They can buy something. Everyone can keep going. The other side of this is that people don't seem to get, when you buy something from a creator like me, you really do subsidize all of the other people who don't.
Totally.
And so I'm not saying if you want free stuff, you better buy stuff. But I am saying if you just want the reality of the situation, is that if someone's saying, hey, if you want to support this project, here's the option. And if you don't, here's another option. Why would you get mad at someone for saying that?
Yeah.
It's so silly.
It's the whole name your price for an album. You remember when that was a thing where people
Radiohead
started that? Yeah. And it's like, I bought it for $0.
Right.
And someone else bought it for $100.
Yeah.
They give you the option. Do you want support or not? Here's the stuff anyway. Yeah, there's really no harm in that, but
yeah.
Good. Oh, man.
So, I'm just going to keep putting stuff out there. Luckily, Steve and the mods of the group on Facebook they understand. And I'm being careful because I don't want to get spammy and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I put out a video. It was called Get the Most Out of NAMM. And I had to ban this guy from the channel because he first comment out of the gate, he goes, this is true of, and I'm showing people how to EQ stuff. This is true of anything, not just NAMM. Why are you putting NAMM in the title? Clickbait? Because the entire video is me working with NAMM.
Yeah.
That's what this 13 minutes is about.
Yeah.
Me using NAMM and using a free EQ and showing you how to do something. And I shouldn't have engaged with the guy, but at the end of the day, he sent me the Jim Lil video and was like, well, looks like this proves you wrong.
Oh, man.
And I'm just like,
it's a tough job, man. There's a lot of people out there.
It's the best job. I shouldn't complain.
I know.
I'm complaining, but
Yeah.
no,
it says more about the community. The community needs to be careful about how they treat this kind of stuff because it's so brand new.
Yeah.
And it's like, just be chill, like just enjoy it. And I do wonder in the back of my mind if they should separate somehow. And like, Kemper classifieds kind of went off, and we don't want everyone selling. Let's just separate the communities out.
Well, the classified section on the Kemper was just for selling Kempers and selling gear.
Okay.
The profile makers were still allowed to be.
I mean, they didn't want to flood the page with things that people weren't there for.
Right.
So if people are not on the 11,000 users on the Facebook page are not there to buy. Yeah. They're just there for reviews or for free stuff. Right. They may separate that out, but
it's always a rub, right? Because the thing is, I go back to the original post. The post is like, hey, we just released something. Yeah. And there's free stuff available. Here you go. Right. And so when the people are complaining, I'm like, did it really bother you to read through the sentence that said something's available? Yeah. They really just want the free link. One guy even put, I think you should just post the free stuff, and if you're going to sell stuff too, let the dog hunt. Which I think means just post the free stuff, and if people really like you, they'll go find out what you have available. Yeah. Which I'm like, okay. Well, you know what? I hope that you're successful with that endeavor. Yeah. When you go profile things or when you go make captures and do that, good luck. I don't know. That's just that's my gripe, Yeah. A bunch of people just projecting onto on the community what it is and what it isn't, as though it's this anti-capitalist thing. This like, I don't know what they think. This like there really is this revolutionary thing.
Like subversive, like we're gonna get everyone like
it's this is it. Yeah. I even saw one guy say, obviously this was made open source and free for those of us who can't afford amps. I was like, I don't think that was the motive. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the motive. Right. Yeah. I don't think this is like some weird Robin Hood where it's like rob from the rich amps and give to the poor players or something.
Yeah. Which Steve basically said in your interview. So.
Yeah.
Huh.
So anyway.
All right. Tones.
Look, if people have some way that I can contribute more, I have 2 all free NAMM packs coming out.
Right.
There's some stuff on Tone Hunt. Have I given away the most free stuff on NAMM of anybody? No, not even close.
Yeah.
Some people really cranking out stuff. And respect. Props to them.
Yeah.
All I know how to do is what I know how to do, and that's this. So, yeah, that's all. That's my rant, Sooze.
Makes sense to me. You got a clean AC-10 over there?
Yeah, I do. Here is the AC-10.
Who made this clone, by the way? Are you allowed to say that?
This is a Henry Custom.
Never heard of it.
So I saw a video. So this amp got popular because
Is it here?
it's on the Doug and Pat show. Yeah, it's over there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it.
On the Doug and Pat show, they use one of these, and they're very difficult to find for a reasonable amount of money. So this company cloned them. And he added some switches, like this low-cut switch that's pretty useful. Mm-hmm. This might be clean. All right, enough complaining. Sooze, you bought some new guitars. We're on like here. I'll take it. We're on like a Japanese guitar roll here.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is like a parade.
Yes.
And
we had very few, and now we have a lot.
Yeah, we had none, and then we were like, these Japanese guitars are cool. I always had that Bernie SG that I discovered years ago, and that was my number one guitar for a couple of years, gigging out. Yeah, the Bernie SG right there. And now I've sort of rediscovered all these Japanese Les Pauls and Gibson-style guitars. I don't think I'm going to buy any more Gibsons. Maybe vintage ones.
You're saving money.
Yeah. Dude, I never found a Gibson I liked as much as this.
That guitar rules.
It's awesome. This other Les Paul over here, I know you're not a huge fan of the double creams.
Yeah, mostly aesthetics.
Yeah.
They sound good.
But man, I think that's a veneer top too.
Yeah.
So,
would you call that honey burst?
Yeah.
It's not lemon.
No, it's not lemon drop, which sometimes is like the Kirk Hammett one. But we're really going crazy. You went out and bought this Greco Spacey sound.
Yeah, this is a 1982. Mm-hmm. I'm a 1982.
Right.
I've always wanted a birth year guitar.
Also made in Japan?
I was not made in Japan. I was made in California. But yeah, so this is birth year guitar. It was under $500 and is 41 years old.
Isn't that incredible?
Dude, it looks great too. It's got this big old headstock, which I really dig on a Strat.
70s style.
Yeah.
Old headstock, single ply.
It's got the 3-bolt. I don't know what that does, but it has it.
It has a neck adjustment, a tilt adjustment on the neck.
Oh, okay.
People hate them, but when they work well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, big old neck, which I dig. It's not your typical.
That feels like my buddy's 79 when I picked it up. The neck and stuff feels. So I think it's, again, they go after, they try to be accurate, I think.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. This is a cleanish thing. Fantastic run through of that guitar.
It's a cool guitar.
It's great, man. I'm going to give you the Voxy speaker here.
Yeah, okay.
And then I want to hear that thing through this.
Yeah. What that was the what speaker was that?
That was the like a 412 greenback.
Oh, okay.
And try this. What a lovely guitar.
It's cool.
It's great.
I would say it's a little tough to play right now.
Yeah.
It did come from like Tokyo.
Yeah.
And so I tried to wrench the neck a little bit and tried to adjust these, but it's I can tell it's moving a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep trying to set it up over the next week. But
Yeah,
I mean, I dig it.
it might be worth it to bring it, to Bluesman or something.
Yeah.
And
Make this awesome.
yeah, see if the frets need like a little leveling or they're unevenly worn or whatnot. Because, man, I mean, what incredible value.
Oh, dude.
Last week, so much of the Les Paul stuff we talked about was like the best value, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the Harley Benton was great. We said the vintage was great. Chipson, not as great. But
And I've been on a little bit of a Strat journey, right? Like I had the Silver Sky, I had the Sur Strat, had all the. I thought maybe I'm not spending enough on a Strat. Maybe I need to get like a nice, really good Strat.
I forgot your Sur Strat.
Yeah, and it was cool, and I don't know. There's just something about them that didn't stick, and so I had a Nash Strat. It was like a silver gray Strat. Yeah. So then I thought, okay. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but I got that $40 Strat. Did I tell you about that one?
You did.
And
the guy
garage sale.
didn't he want to sell you the case for like 50?
The kickback was also 40.
It was 40 for the guitar.
And I was like, I'll just take the electric guitar that comes with pickups and a neck and strings for $40. I'd never seen that.
And it's a Squire.
And it's a Squire Strat, and it plays great. And then I got this for $350 plus shipping or whatever, and it's great too. So I think maybe. I don't know. There's something, and I think that Squire might be a 90s.
Did that come with a tremolo bar?
It did. That's in the.
What? Wow.
It's in the bag. Here's the thing. Maybe you can help me and all of our guitar friends. Mm-hmm. It's real tight. So is that like a spring? Take a spring out. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So in the back, if you take off that back plate, there's maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 springs holding on to the claw. And you can loosen the claw because the claw is held by 2 screws. So if you pull those screws out, if you loosen them, the screws will lengthen. The claw will come closer to the bridge, providing less tension. And that'll be easier. Yeah, and then you can
that's
tighten
without removing one.
Yeah, I don't think you need to remove a spring. If there's 3 in there, it's fine.
Okay.
Sometimes you look back there and someone's got 4 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. And this is a guitar too that I wouldn't mind messing with a little bit.
Yeah,
like different these colors a little bit off on some of these.
It is.
But I could put new pickups. I could put new covers.
Did someone put new? I bet that pick guard and the pickups have been replaced because the pick guard, I can't imagine they put a single ply. That is a very like early 50s Strat. Thing to do.
Yeah.
They only used it then, like a early.
Okay.
All the rest of them have the 3-ply.
Right.
Where it's white, black, white, so you get that stripe.
Yeah.
But so someone might have added that. They didn't. I don't think they did that in the 70s. And also the color is that bright white on the pickups.
Right, and the tip.
And the tip. So it makes me think someone did that. The yellow on the body, or the kind of Olympic cream on the body, and the knobs make me think those are more original.
Yeah.
So. I mean, you don't have to replace the pick guard,
right?
But dude, if you wanted to throw a humbucker in there, you could. You know, if you wanted to throw whatever in there.
Have you ever played those bridge pickups that are like the size of that, but a humbucker?
I had one. I had a mini JB, a mini Jeff Beck.
Duncan.
I think it's technically not a Jeff Beck, but it's a mini JB. Yeah, Duncan. And it sounded good. It sounded like a thicker humbuckery thing
without having to like basically route it for that size, like
Yeah.
a humbucker size.
Yeah. Dude, you know what else would be cool? What I've always thought is cool? Just route it and put a P90 in the bridge.
Oh,
Strats with P90s in the bridge.
that's cool.
I know there's a mod that the people don't do enough.
Does a Fender make a Strat that has two P90s in it?
No.
That's not a thing.
The Jazzmaster,
Okay, but not like a
but that's not
a run of
P90s
Strats
is
that
a
has that. Okay.
Jazzmaster. Oh, well, they make a paranormal one now.
Okay,
but
maybe
they didn't. I mean, it's not a classic model.
Yeah.
Now they make I think it's called the Paranormal or
Yeah, where they have
Time
weird.
Warp series or something. Yeah, Time Paranormal.
Did you see the new one? It's a Jazzmaster 12-string. It's so weird looking. But yeah, that's a cool series though, like the out there ideas, but yeah.
Dude, I just think when you say you got this guitar for $350 and I played it, I would have guessed this guitar was a lot more.
Yeah.
If you had told me I got this guitar for $700, I'd be like, dude, this is a great deal.
Yeah.
Just get a setup.
Totally. Yeah.
$350.
I know.
Shoot, I wish I had seen that.
It's crazy.
I got enough guitars.
Right.
That's literally,
You need another guitar like a hole in the head,
yeah,
but
this room is literally full. Yeah, man. It makes me think the only guitars I should be buying are Japanese guitars right now. Are Japanese
make
like
it, yeah.
Grecos.
as prices are going up, it makes me want to look at things that I enjoy playing for less,
This Les Paul was like $2,000.
Okay.
And this is a 120. It's called an LS 120.
Okay.
It is an upper end model.
So does Tokai sit higher than Greco like on their stuff? Or
I wouldn't say that, but they do
Okay.
have higher end models.
Okay.
Greco, I don't think you'll see the upper end of Greco go so high, but anything above a Tokai, I believe it's 120. If you see
Okay.
160s and I think 200s or something like that,
Yeah.
those were like technically custom ordered.
Okay.
You would spec them.
Yeah.
And then the lower models don't come with the DiMarzios. Like if you see an LS60, it's half of 120. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I think it means, from my research, there's more. It's not a 2-piece body. It might be a 3-piece body. And it might be a 4-piece top or a 3-piece top. So, and sometimes you'll see them in solid colors, and they have Maxon humbuckers rather than DiMarzios.
Okay.
So that was like a step up.
Okay. Gotcha.
But dude,
It's
compared to
pretty
a
cool.
Gibson,
Oh yeah, forget about it.
if that's a Gibson, how much do you think it would cost?
What year is it?
Oh, well, it's an 81. But I mean,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
go
I
by
mean,
what
that-
you felt
yeah,
and
I mean,
sounded.
Yeah, $3,000, $4,000.
I know,
Yeah,
just like so much.
it's crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't know what Gibson's doing out there.
Nobody does.
I think this is the thing, though, and I notice as guitar prices have gone up.
Mm-hmm.
I really think these Japanese things have stayed pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I got that Bernie for $550.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should plug that in.
Why don't you?
Am I playing out right now?
Almost.
Okay. More rants? Go on a rant. Can we see what this AC-10 can do for aggression? What does it have?
I mean, I could put an overdrive in the. I'll start you on this, and then maybe I'll add an overdrive. I got like a Klon and a tube screamer in here.
This was tuned. I'm amazed.
I was playing that.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Does a thing.
Wow.
Wow.
I like this thing, man.
Try that neck. Try the neck cleaner. So beautiful.
Wow.
Those, I'll tell you a secret. Those are Bernie VH1 pickups.
Oh.
Yeah, like the old music channel.
Middle position.
You gotta do the bridge.
Love.
Love.
It's really cool, man.
Isn't that awesome?
Wow. Simple guitar, too.
A young HW once sold out the makeout room in San Francisco with that guitar.
Did it have these like clip things on it?
It did. I used to put it on because I didn't want it to fall off ever. So you wire those on, and then I wonder where that strap is.
Did your other guitars have these also, so you could just leave the strap on?
No, I had one white strap that went with
unhook.
that.
Okay.
No, it was just that.
That's a pro move.
Yeah. No, I just had that with the white. And that's a great
guitar. Did you ever
guitar.
have one of those like police tape straps?
No,
the yellow with the
that.
black. Okay.
No, I had that white strap, which I thought was great because it kind of plugged into that thing. And then I've always been a fan of those Ace Frehley, straps. I have the black leather strap with the lightning bolt.
Oh yeah.
That's the classic Ace Frehley one, and I got into it because I was a fan of Weezer, and Rivers Cuomo was a huge Kiss fan, so he would wear it. But I think the company that makes that, it's still called like the Ace Frehley signature guitar strap.
Interesting.
Because that was part of his Kiss outfit. And that became like when they sold it. He had the three pickup Les Paul signature Ace Frehley Les Paul.
This may come as a surprise to you, but I'm not a big Kiss fan.
No? Have you ever listened to Kiss?
I'm sure we're going to in the near future.
we should, man. It's great music.
That's a good idea for an episode down the road. Is HW shows Sooze old bands, because I don't know how they sound.
There's a lot of greats. I mean, there's I think Kiss is they made serious music, but they also looked like crazy
cartoons.
It was like a cartoon, like a superhero, like a comic or something at a time when special effects weren't. Now I think if a band like Kiss came out, it'd be a little bit like a sideshow. Yeah. It'd be like a gimmick.
Or what was that movie they made? Spinal Tap? It was like that, but real life. Like, this is not a parody. I mean, was it a parody?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, they were doing crazy stuff, and there was fireworks, and famously, is it Ace or Peter Criss? His hair caught on fire. It was Ace Frehley. His hair caught on fire, and they came out and had to put it out.
Wow.
He kept rocking.
Of course he did.
But they just had so much Aquanet in their hair. Yeah. So much sprayed on.
The odds were super high that something was going to,
And then, you had Gene Simmons, just big guy, these, just already these huge long legs. And then he was, wearing these giant kind of boot things, playing a bat. Literally his bass was an axe with blood on it.
Wow.
And then he would stick out his tongue, and he had this long tongue like a lizard.
An animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just, I don't know how many original members are still there. I think two or three. Yep, in the 70s.
Okay. Huh.
Kiss got big in the 70s. 70s rock. Rock and roll all night. I want to rock and roll all night. Dude,
I've heard it.
And the thing is, too, they were like anti-disco.
Okay.
Disco was big, right?
Yeah.
And so if you were, like, my dad was really into like John Travolta and like the Bee Gees.
Oh.
And, you were disco. You went and disco and did the
Sure,
dancing
you did
and
dance,
stuff. And
yeah.
so that's good. And the opposite side of the railroad tracks were dudes wearing jean jackets going, yeah, Kiss Alive is the best album ever. Yeah, Detroit, Rock City.
Okay.
Ted Nugent was big at the time, that kind of...
They provided an alternative.
Yeah.
Come check this out.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. 70s music is maybe the only redeeming thing of that that era.
We talked about that in the Les Paul episode. Yeah.
I mean, disco's cool, I guess, but there's definitely some rock bands. Jimmy did great stuff too, a band of gypsies in the early 70s.
Okay, yeah.
He had great stuff. So that's great stuff.
Hey,
Sooze,
the next one on the list for me, by the way, is a Firebird. I love the Firebird body. I think they look cool. I always thought if I was like in a rock band, like touring, I would get like 5 Firebirds. You know, just like they just seem like over the top for playing in my office. But anyway, if I can find a cheap one, like 1,000 or less or something, I might jump on it.
There's a Greco Firebird up, but you don't see them much at 1,000 or less because they're not that common.
Yeah.
So I don't think they made a lot of cheaper ones. Also, it's neck through. It's like a neck through construction.
Yeah.
So and
I think I saw one for 900, but it was not a color I liked, and it was pretty beat up.
Yeah.
I love the white ones. I just think white Firebirds look so cool.
You don't see Sunday guys playing Firebirds a lot.
No.
But maybe no reason
We'll
not
bring it
to.
in.
We'll bring it in. We'll bring
2023, the fall.
Yeah.
That's the guitar.
Let's do it. Well, Sooze,
Yep.
did you you didn't even play your new Gretsch baritone.
No, we can. I brought it.
Pick that up and tell us a story. Sooze came in with this awesome Gretsch baritone, and it has a wiggle stick. It's got a Bigsby, which makes it immediately cooler than the baritone that you started out playing. Why'd you play mine in the beginning?
I thought we were going to go back and forth. But
well,
you can rewind, I guess.
For another day.
Right.
You can rewind. So here is your baritone. Now, you got this thing.
This is brand spanking new from Sweetwater. And I pulled it out of the case, and my buddy was with me. He's like, that's a really cool guitar. What's that? And it's a huge gash. I mean, just down to the wood.
I mean, really,
Right
that got hit, and the finish being so thick,
just flaked
cracked,
right off. Yeah.
and just a whole piece came off.
Chunked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's odd is I couldn't find it in the case. So I wonder if it was like that before it shipped.
Must have been.
Which is a bummer. Got to look down,
Yeah.
But they're being great. They're going to send another one. I'm going to send this back. It's going to be awesome. I like how this plays. So I hope it's not like a dog that they send me, but want to hear it.
How much was that?
$5.99 shipped.
Man, if you can get them to give you $200 off that.
Oh, I'd keep this one.
How sweet would that be?
Little lacquer. I feel it now, which is not pleasant. But
just put some tape on it.
I forgot that I drop D'd this. I don't even know what that means.
You're in B, right? And so you've...
Like it was...
You drop aid it.
Drop aid.
Drop aid. That is a great sounding guitar.
That's cool, man.
If you like the other one better, just say this one fell off a truck and leave it here.
I lost it.
That sounds great, man.
Yeah, it's really cool, man.
And I played it earlier. It plays really nice.
Yeah, I love how it plays.
If you get another one
that's
set up well, I might consider buying one.
Okay. The pickups sound really good. I think better than the cheap Fender pickups.
Yeah, I feel like it's better than my baritone Telly, which I thought was amazing.
Right. Which we started the episode with. Should I play a little bit on that too, just back to back? You're not going to want to hear that.
Then I'm going to want this guitar.
You're right. You seem disappointed.
Sooze, I think this is episode 4 in the bag.
That was a good one.
What
was the percentage of rants? Was it 35? Was it 40?
Close to 50.
half and half rant.
It's close to 50.
People on YouTube love a good rant.
Here's
though.
the thing. We got thrown off today because John 2 was supposed to be on the podcast.
Yes.
And this is the second week in a row that we tried to get him on the podcast.
Right.
And then he had to cancel last minute.
Because of adulting.
Because he has to be an adult and he has a job. And that required. He's actually a programmer, so maybe he would have enjoyed the NAMM conversation.
Oh, interesting. We got to have him weigh in.
Yeah. So hopefully next time John is able to be here.
Mm-hmm.
We also next week will have a very special episode.
Ooh.
It is the release of a very special episode of Guitar Friends called Guitar Friends Worship Tutorials Exposed.
Oh.
And it is,
This is going to be good.
some lost footage from a late night at NAMM in an Airbnb in an undisclosed location in the Anaheim area where I got Brian and Bradford to sit down with me. Brian really didn't want to. Bradford didn't want to. They were both being polite and agreed. Brian got very cranky.
On video.
Bradford kept it together. Brian got very cranky.
Oh, exposed.
Now, I'm not going to show the part where Brian got cranky, but he tried to quit partway through.
Interesting.
And I was like, you can't, we're in the middle of this interview. You can't just quit on the interview. But the interview got good after that.
Oh, interesting.
So
can you make me a Sooze cut that has all of it?
So that's next week. We get into some juicy details on what it's like running worship tutorials.
Oh, that's cool.
Never before heard stories.
Yeah.
Never before seen something. I don't know. But it's a good Guitar Friends. And then and you're going out of town. Hopefully when you're back, we will get John 2 here.
Yeah.
And if not, this will become the running joke of like, sorry, John 2 still couldn't be on the podcast.
Right. All summer long.
We swear he's real. Most people don't even know who John 2 is anymore.
Right. Have you ever seen Sooze and John 2 in the same room?
You got to be dude, you got to be a real OG to remember John 2.
Oh, dude, I know.
But he was here at the beginning.
Those are the best.
And he's still he's still a Tone Junkie at heart.
Oh yeah.
And he's still an inspiring member of the lunch crowd.
He lunches hard. Almost better than most, you know?
Yeah.
Almost better than most is such a good statement.
He really does. He really turned us on to that El Camino dip.
Oh, dude.
You know?
Which has moved in my heart from an appetizer to an entree.
Why are we ordering anything else? We should just start with an El Camino dip, and then once that's done, we'll just take four El Camino.
More.
Yeah, three El Camino dips, please.
Link in the description box below.
You know, that's one of those things, eating the same thing again. If you find something you want to eat twice in a row,
hey,
that's amazing.
Right.
I one time went to a Cajun restaurant, and I was like, the jambalaya stuffed bell pepper sounds incredible. I'll have that. And then the person I was with also ordered jambalaya.
Oh, interesting.
With the appetizer.
Okay.
And so we had some jambalaya, and then mine came, and it was jambalaya stuffed in a bell pepper, and I was like, "Yeah, this is the exact same as what I just had. I wasn't aware of that."
You must really like it.
It was a bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
It's no El Camino dip.
No.
Suze, I'm going to let you play us out with something moody. I'm going to turn up the verb here on this. This is the AC10 SRTX. That's the Alnico on the bright channel.
You got a chorus on there?
Clean. I put a little chorus on there. You didn't even notice last time.
It was already on?
Beautified it up.
Oh, sick.
You're barely even going to notice it, man.
I love it.
You want me to turn it up a little?
Yeah. I'm digging this Guitar Friends, by the way. This is good.
Yeah.
It's solid.
Chorus now at 73%, which I think is the magic number.
Here we go.
Here we go.
It's quieter than the bridge. You know?
Could raise it up.
Yeah, maybe a little low. It makes me want to do a whole record on one of these. Yeah. You know, all music built around this sound. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
All right, if you're Sweetwater and you send me a replacement guitar and it gets here and be like, I want both of these. Is that weird? We've already decided that I'm sending this back. You gave me a label.
I think they'd take the sale. If you were like, I'll just keep both.
I need $150 off or whatever. Okay. Because it's expensive for them to send me a label and then resell it as a scratch indent and then reship it.
They gotta bring it back. Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, it's a lot, right? They want me to out of their hair. Yeah. Okay. Put a drum beat over that, like bass.
Right.
No vocals, and it was just like Tone Junkie record. You know what I mean?
Right.
90s, like clean grunge. Clean.
That's it, man.
What if, okay.
Clean
Just spitballing. What if we started a band called Tone Junkie?
Yeah.
And we put out records of all the profiles,
right.
You know? And the first record of Tone Junkie is called Clean Grunge. You know what I'm saying? It's like Stu does some stuff. Like, we're just like sending files back and forth. Like, we never get together. It's just like I'm programming beats and like Stu does a little solo over that. Yeah. And then you come in with like some sick riff. Yeah. And like Desi plays on something. Matt.
If we could do
a Tone Junkie EP,
do some lo-fi in there, I'm really down because I really had a good time lately just playing over lo-fi stuff.
Yeah, you got me into it.
Yeah. And a lot of lo-fi, bro, is like two major chords. It'll be like A. It'll be like B. Then there's A. It'll just be like that, but there'll just be lots of
and they're like 12 minutes long, just like jamming.
You know what's funny? Can I see that chord real quick? What you just did, I don't know why you just reminded me of it, but that is this too.